Sharm El Sheikh food. You want to know how it is? I'm going to tell you everything there is to know in this video. So recently-ish, I came back from Sharm El Sheikh and I had 2 weeks there and I tried out 4 different hotels. Now bear in mind, I have to eat gluten-free because I am a celiac. So this is my initial job, is to go to places to look at what they do in the way of gluten-free food and to report it back for you guys. So you know the best things to do and the best places to choose. Now I filmed a lot of different hotels here, as you can see with the food, but the audio quality in the restaurants isn't as good as I'd like it to be. So I'm going to voice over these bits and tell you most of the food that I found and what exactly I would rate it as. So I tried out 4 different hotels that were all very different standards. The main one that I stayed in, which was like a base, it was very, very cheap. It was a particularly budget hotel. And the food there was the worst I've come across in Egypt. It was totally inedible in majority of days. So the answer there was like go to the shop basically. But I was staying in other hotels, which was the particular plan as well, to go and look at some of those that we booked through TUI. So those hotels were the Rihanna Resort, which I booked through Love Holidays, the TUI Blue Sensatori, Coral Sea Water World, which of course we all know how much I love it there, and then the other one, the last one that I stayed at, was the Royal Albatross Moderna, or Pic Albatross Moderna. They all had different things to offer in the way of food, so let's talk through what it was I got while I was there. So as I arrived late on my first day, the first meal I had was breakfast. I was particularly disappointed. Managed to find some tomatoes with cheese on top and then some little bits of fruit. Now bear in mind, I do have to eat whatever it is I think is going to be safe on this occasion. I got some yogurt as well, and I was really pleased to see that there was a mint tea. Now sometimes there was, sometimes there wasn't at the Rihanna, but that's always great for my tummy. I brought my own coffee with me as well, which I'm really glad I did. I just got those 3 in 1. So it wasn't a great breakfast. It wasn't the best start ever, but I thought, oh, that's okay. Try and embrace it. Just as I was leaving, I spotted that they do some eggs as well. I did also pop as well to the Arab Bucks, which is very famous, and that's opposite the Coral Sea Water World, and I thought the menu there looked really nice. It's a lovely atmosphere, great place to sit out and look, and the prices were really good, and there is Wi-Fi there you can use as well.
This is a mango ice cream because I'm very hot and I'm sitting here having it. Look at that.
So although dinner was very disappointing at the Rihanna, there was more in the way of gluten-free dessert stuff there than I'd ever seen anywhere else before, which was quite bizarre. So there were things there that weren't cake based, and normally it's a load of cake everywhere, but they were very sweet things. So I didn't have too much of that because it was just very, very sweet. So it was only a matter of a couple of days before I went along to see my friends at Falcon Adventures on my way to go and stay at the Coral Sea Water World. These are pretty.
Yeah.
Are they comfy?
Try it.
Oh, and perfume.
Yeah.
Well, look where I am. I'm so excited to be greeted with a nice drink. And yeah.
Which was wonderful to arrive there and have a lovely lunch at the Mermaid Restaurant. Now the Mermaid Restaurant always does chicken and chips, which is my favourite, and they've got some other things there. I would highly recommend you go to the Mermaid Restaurant if you are at Coral Sea Water World, and the reason for that is that they serve you there. You can overlook the sea and the beach and just watch the world go by, and it's lovely. Like, why would you want to sit inside other than, I don't know, if it's really, really hot and you want air conditioning.
So we've got ice cream with caramel, and I forgot to film it because my phone was switched off because I'm having trouble with the internet. But there it is. While I sit at this perfect place with some thoughts for myself, feeling it just amazing. So this is definitely my happy. That was the best lunch. This is my happy place. I must never forget that just how much, oh dear, what a mess, just how much of a good vibe I get feeling here.
Now I find the food at Coral Sea Water World can be a little bit basic sometimes, and it can be slightly hit and miss, but I did eat my dinner in the a la carte restaurant, which was absolutely delicious, and I was served there by the lovely staff. The service was impeccable and the food was really, really good. I really enjoyed my meal in the Italian restaurant, so I started out with this as a starter and then I went on to have steak and chips. It was delicious. I left the bread because it wasn't great, but then they got me a panna cotta for my dessert. There are cocktails and mocktails as well that you can get in the upstairs lounge bar, which is a really nice vibe up there. So surprisingly, I was really pleased to see this little gluten-free area for the breakfast cereals, which isn't something, I never eat breakfast cereals. I normally go for cooked breakfast, but it's really nice to know it was there for people that wanted it.
Okay, this is my breakfast today, thank God. Lovely omelette. Got some beef bacon. They don't do normal bacon here because it's a pork-free country, because it's a Muslim country. And that was like some mozzarella. I'm going to put some butter on here. And then I've got a lovely little fruit plate. I've got cappuccino coming from this lovely gentleman here, and I'm loving my life.
We had pancake and omelette stations at the Coral Sea Water World, and I normally opt for an omelette, but I'm just showing you quickly here like the stations where you go and get all what you want for your own breakfast and pop it on a plate. So this is quite standard, that you'll see sort of fruits and dried fruits and different toppings that you can put on your yogurts and some cereals and things like that, as well as obviously hot food. Like I say, generally I love an omelette, so I will very often go for the omelette station, but it's all nice and hot, as you can see. Don't forget it's beef bacon. It won't be pork bacon because it's a Muslim country. So this end wasn't open yet because it's really particularly early in the morning. And then yogurts, and they have things like honey, and then all the sliced cheeses and sliced processed meat that you can get there. I've whizzed through quite quickly, but then look, it's no good for a celiac, but if you're somebody that really loves all the cakes and pastries and donuts and things, then there's a big selection of those there for you.
This is such a great breakfast, it really is. So they've also just brought me a nice little cappuccino. Look surprised I asked for cappuccino at this time of the morning. I don't know why. I think it's just because they do coffee or tea normally. That's a bit cheeky of me. But I got it, and they didn't mind. So that's that. Look at this lovely fruit. I've got some cinnamon sugar on it. Cinnamon's supposed to lower the blood glucose, so that is helpful. Pineapple peaches omelette. There's an omelette station here. Oh yeah, and this is the restaurant. This is really nice. I think this bit, no, this isn't adults only in here because it's got, yeah, I don't know. It's hot in here though. Hey, hello. Hello. This is Mohammed.
My name is Muhammad, yeah?
Yeah. What are you doing here? You serving the drinks in the little swimming pool?
What do you want?
I've got mine. Cheers. Cheers.
So as you see there, the little swimming pool is the famous one in out of season that is heated at the Coral Sea Water World. And there you can get your soft drinks, alcoholic drinks, hot drinks, all sorts of things. I wandered to the water park, and you can see here the foods that they do at the water park. They do snacks and fruits and all sorts of things.
Hello. You're on my film now. Is that okay? Yeah. What you got here? Nice drinks, coffees.
Yes, coffee, white coffee, black coffee.
Nice. I'll come back. Thank you.
And it was time for me to head back to the Mermaid restaurant, which is my favourite place to go for my lunch. And I had the most incredible chicken and chips, which was just delicious. And I managed to get a Coke Zero here, which I couldn't get at the Rihanna. And then, yeah, it was unfortunately time to go back to Rihanna and eat some stuff that looks just, I can't even describe what it was.
I saw a lot of people queuing up for coffee, and I got really excited because they was getting cappuccinos, and I got it, and it's now looking like that. And I tasted it, and it tastes like tea. In case you're wondering what that is, that's my Barocca. But I'm waiting here. Oh, there's a lot of people coming from, look like got off a plane maybe. Very large marlin. Is it nice? Does it taste good? Okay, shukran. Alright, dinner this evening, literally boiled beef and carrots and some chicken and some rice, which I kind of became accustomed to in Thailand. I feel like I'm sitting on a naughty table in the middle of a restaurant.
I played it very safe for breakfast. Just a little bit of cheese and some meat. So after a few days back at the Rihanna struggling slightly, it was time for me to go off to the next hotel, which thankfully was the Sensatori, and the food there was exquisite. It was the best food that I've ever had in Egypt. The flavours were impeccable, and their food labelling, for those of us who have dietary requirements, was absolutely on top form. There was lots of things that were listed on the menu to say if they were gluten-free or dairy-free or anything like that. When I arrived, I was told to go and wait in this area and get a coffee, and I was thrilled to see an actual barista. And then lunchtime I had at the Tiran restaurant, which was just insane. They gave you a nice lovely towel to freshen yourself up with. It smelled good, it felt good, and I was admiring the cutlery, really doing my hotel consultant thing here. I ordered some, this doesn't actually look very special, but it was really amazing.
I'm well happy about that because this is gluten-free muffin. I'm going to try it and see what it's like, and also a vanilla latte in this environment. Oh my god, I can watch the divers coming out to sea and the men doing the garden. This is my ideal heaven. I've just tried that, literally went inside to ask because that is so good and really light. And he said, yeah, 100%, and he knew what he was talking about, although he did then offer me a vegan one, which is always what they do. And I'm like, no, I'm not vegan, showed him my muscles. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. It's amazing.
When it was evening time at the Sensatori, I booked into the Italian a la carte restaurant, which was insanely good. They brought out these like hors d'oeuvre type of things, which were delicious, and I asked them to not bring the bread because I was gluten-free. So they brought some gluten-free bread, which I don't normally eat things like that, but I thought I would give it a go. And they had some real butter, which again, I couldn't get that back at the Rihanna, so I did have a little taste of that. And there was actually a violinist playing in the restaurant. It was so sophisticated, and I was really loving my time there. Now be prepared, if you are going to go here and you are a foodie, you won't know when to stop. It's just, the food was just exquisite, especially obviously as I'd come from somewhere I'd not really been eating very much. But the Tui Blue concept is so well documented for all of the dietary requirements there, so I was just loving it. So I had just sort of tricolore salad, which was the mozzarella and tomato and pesto, and then for the main, I think this was beef that I had with chips, and it was just delicious. And this cake was actually gluten-free. Could you believe it? Then they gave me this to fill in a form to say where could we make improvements, and I was just like, I actually can't think of anything that they could have done to make that experience any better than it was. They'd even come and just keep filling up your water, you know, in your jug. It was just mental. It's just so good. So breakfast the next day. This is the restaurant. And this is like the main buffet restaurant type of place. And when I got there, I was like looking at the breakfast and I was like, okay, so they have gluten-free everything that you could possibly wish for. Again, I don't really touch gluten-free bread. It just doesn't sit right with me too well. But nonetheless, I had a little look around, which I always do. Do you do that? You go scouting around and then think, okay, this is what I'm going to have. And I even managed to find, for a change, look.
Stop here. They haven't got on there. And cappuccino with caramel vanilla and gluten-free. I never have pastries for breakfast when I'm away. I've gone from having nothing to having like everything and a view. And even these cups, look how cute they are. Lovely.
So I really enjoyed my coffee. I couldn't believe that they even had the flavourings there for the syrups, the moaning syrups you can put in there. And back out later on, I did have an iced coffee near the bar as well, which was also really good. When it came to lunchtime, there was this outside area, and I just thought, okay, this is like a pizza place and whatever. Said to them, do you do gluten-free pizza? And they was like, yeah. I was like, no way. And they do mocktails because I don't drink alcohol generally. So I had a pina colada, which was a mocktail, and it was delicious. And this was my pizza that I got, and it was so good. Later on in the afternoon, this wasn't all back to back, I wasn't being a complete pig, but I did go and have another coffee and one of those cakes with the birds outside of the little coffee shop there, the Thea's Coffee Lounge, which was just lovely. In the evening time, I had a little scout around the main restaurant, and I was thrilled to see there was this children's area so they can go and help themselves to food there as well. And yeah, I even managed to find an incredible dessert.
This is insane. Red velvet cake. Coffee mousse. Like I said, I'm a massive fan of coffee mousse. It's so pretty. Definitely worth a try as well. I know it looks like I'm sat right at the back of the restaurant, and I am, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. So tonight we've gone for simple food, chicken, fish and rice, because I'm being a bit careful.
And the service was impeccable. The food was just so good, and there was a lot of gluten-free options in the way of like little muffins and cakes and things like that. So thoroughly enjoyed my food there. I made up for it. What I was missing out on the others.
Thank you. Nice, lovely.
Breakfast the next day was just incredible. It's one of the best breakfasts I think I've had at an all-inclusive resort, and that's quite a bold statement, isn't it? And then I filmed these drinks just because I saw them making them, and I think they were just taking them out to give them away. So in that restaurant there, which is where I'm going to have my lunch, they do some really nice like cocktails, mocktails, stuff like that, which I didn't dare have actually. So boringly gone for a Coke Zero, but look, they got a slice of lemon or lime. Is that lime? I think. And just sit here, look, watching the beach. So nice. I went back to the same Tiran diner for my lunch again, and I did order a gluten-free toasted sandwich because I just thought it sounded nice and it's something different to show you. It was particularly small, so maybe ask them if you could have two if that's the way you roll. But it was delicious. It had tuna. It was like a tuna melt thing.
You just come here and get a nice cream.
I was devastated to have to leave, but I was very blessed to see this gorgeous sunset before I went.
Dinner tonight, amazing. Just and cake as dry fruit.
And then back to the Rihanna again. I didn't think dinner looked too bad this night, but it actually wasn't that great at all, which is why I'm showing you how much of it I left as well. So I do love my food, but I've never had this before, although I was grateful to find the bit to go in the drink. You know, I've said that enough times in this video by now, but it's just those little things that make it special for you. So next morning I went to get some eggs. I found out that they got fried eggs that they cook outside, which was actually really good, even though I had to train myself to eat eggs. I was never a fan, but I don't like the egg white on a fried egg, but that's a me thing. That's nothing to do with them. The yogurt was okay actually, that wasn't too bad. And then for lunchtime I managed to get this dish, which was actually quite nice bit of stew. That was the best thing. And then I took a picture of this squash because I'm just like, what the hell is that and what's the flavouring in that? So keep your children away from that if you can. You're about to meet the one member of staff that really looked after me. Okay. Ah, thank you so much. Butter to go on my carrots, hopefully be nice. Some sort of pudding. And just to say as well, the salt and pepper around the different ways. I'm so rock and roll. Look, this is me and my mint tea going to the bar. So breakfast the next day kept me going because I was going out on some trips. Now, this is something that I want to mention here. Obviously, we do eat and drink when we go out. I went to the Fascia Lounge. There's a whole video about that, but I would totally recommend that you go there. All I had there was something to drink. It was quite reasonably priced, and I really loved the atmosphere there. It was such a great place to go and visit, so make sure you go there.
Hey! Good afternoon, England. Everybody enjoyed it?
Yeah. And then I went quad biking in the desert. All of these trips I did with my friends at Falcon Adventures. Now, the food there was lovely, but they didn't do any. It was just the same for everyone. I think they may have had pieces of vermicelli in them, which isn't gluten-free. So that was weird. They didn't do anything for vegetarians or anything like that there either. And then my final destination was the Royal Albatross Moderna, or Pig Albatross Moderna, Royal Moderna. Loved it there. The hotel gave me the most amazing welcome. Now, I will be doing another video on my reviews about these, but this is particular what I ate at the hotels. So I will be talking all about the different welcomes, what the beaches were like, what the food was like, the rooms and everything. I'm going to be doing a comparison video, so definitely stay tuned for that. If you've been to any of these hotels, leave it in the comments and let me know how you found the food. But Royal Albatross Moderna, I did find it was quite nice.
Just going to do a bit of a quality control thing. Look, I love the way that their cutlery is also shiny. And this is a really nice, can you tell, tablecloth? You can tell, can't you? And these napkins are linen as well, which is just, I don't know, it just adds the nice quality.
There was a selection of gluten-free breads and cakes there, which I found were a little bit on the hard side, it was fine. It was an option. And I did manage to find lots of other lovely food. Things like their stews were really nice. And they did have an amazing coffee shop, which I managed to get some barista coffee there. And there was ice creams served in the afternoons as well. So you can tell by now, I love my decent coffee and I love my Coke Zero with a slice of something in it. And I was really pleased to find that here.
Okay, we're all happy with this and the menu. Okay. This is our starter choice, some salad. That's the dessert choice, I'll have to ask about some gluten-free. Oh god, that looks amazing.
Evening time, I went to the a la carte restaurant there. The service was really good. It was a lovely atmosphere there, and I had steak and vegetables. They did have to go and get me my own dessert, but these were a selection of the other desserts.
Gluten-free. This is what they came with. That's quite a lot. I think this might be, I'm not sure what that is. Obviously this is meringue and jelly, but yeah. Mea mea asalea. Oh, this is so clever. Thank you very much.
Breakfast at the Royal Albatross Moderna was a big affair. There was a lot there to choose from, and I know it's boring, but I have to stick with the same things to keep well. But there was a massive choice there, so I found it was okay. It was all right. It wasn't as good as the food at the Sensatori. The fruit juice was all right. Again, the only place I've ever seen proper decent fruit juice was at the Sensatori. But you could get your bottle of water and your coffee there as well.
I've got some fresh orange, which I'm really happy about. I have put a little bit of sugar on that, so none of this is AIP at all. And then some very highly coloured strawberry yogurt, just as well.
So at breakfast time, you can just go and ask these guys for your coffees and stuff like that, and they'll serve it to you and take it back to the table. This was my dinner or lunch, I think this might have been, on this particular day. I wasn't overly hungry. You know how it gets when you sort of keep filling up your plate. You just find you've had enough. And I did enjoy eating with the birds. That was really cute.
Tonight's dinner is a small leap of faith with some beetroot and some, oh my goodness, glass nearly fell in. And some coleslaw. I'm not often very good at coleslaw, but it is gluten-free. So yeah, and then I've got steak and chips again. And it's a lovely restaurant. My portions might be getting a bit bigger. So we've got omelette today with, I don't know what it is, it looks like it may be corned beef or something, and some cheese, an orange juice option, cappuccino, and a lot of fruit. So I've got some melon, orange and grapefruit and a bottle of water. I've been really good one, and they must have been pretty good compared to some of the others. Oh, and I've got some options just to help that go down.
What is it? It's nice.
Okay, I know this might seem boring and simple, but so it's been really good here. So I've got beef cubes and chips and Coke Zero.
This fruit plate had orange and melon, a date, some grapes, and some chocolate covered bananas.
Chocolate ice cream. Shukran. I didn't get you. Go do it again. Do it again. Thank you very much. Thank you. How does it get any better than that? Honestly, to be fair. I've just been offered pizza or pasta. I just got to think I like the menu for something pizza or pasta. This is what I've been given. I don't even know what it is, but help.
Just as a quick final note, when it is time to come home, I would recommend that you try not to go to the airport hungry, ready to eat. It is incredibly expensive, very much overpriced, as most airports are, to be fair, but Sharm seems particularly bad. Now, there is a chance that you might be able to get some food on your plane. It depends on what they sold on the way out there as to what they've got in stock on the way back. But if you can eat a meal before you fly home in your hotel, definitely try and do that. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you're somebody that travels with dietary requirements, do leave me a comment and let me know, because I'd like to know if you found this really, really helpful. And I will be seeing you in a few more of these review type videos coming up for Egypt before we move on to our next destination. Take care, bye bye for now.
I do really want to quickly show you this, that they've got cartoons there. This is a little kids area, which I think is brilliant for them, so they can come and get their own little food. Although there's some trip hazard foot, but hey, they can get their own little stuff, look, and sit there and be all like, isn't that a great little area for them? I like that.
I really hope this has given you some insight into the different types of foods that you can get there. Please ask me any questions below and let me know if you've got dietary requirements. I will help if I possibly can. As a registered nutritionist, that is my job. That is something that I do. But I did find if I was on the straight and narrow, I could manage to eat really well. but some of the food was better than others, and it was definitely a sign that you get what you pay for in these hotels.